All right, y'all. It is Friday, and on my Welfare to Winning Wednesday video 2 days ago, I told you all that I had something special planned for you on Friday. So today I am introducing my Friday series, and it is called Freedom Friday. Freedom Friday is where we're going to be able to talk about whatever is on our mind, make comments about what you're going through, what you're experiencing, what your week has been like, what you're looking forward to the next week, how you're moving forward. So it's Freedom Friday. It's a free for all. Talk about what you want. What I want to talk about is the elephant in the room. Check out that painting back there. I am in Detroit and I am visiting my son and daughter. And I just thought it would be a perfect way to introduce the topic, the elephant in the room, because of the painting that they have on the wall back there. But let me talk about the elephant in the room that I want to share today. And that elephant in the room is income. So if you've watched any of my other videos, you've seen the fact that I am not making very much money as a caregiver. I'm doing all of these side hustles. One video that I had talked about the amount of my paycheck when I received it, the 500 and I think it was $591 or something to $61, something to that effect. I forget. It was a couple weeks ago. Money coming and money going. So that's what I wanted to talk about today was income and how I'm trying to get my income up so that I can move forward doing the baby steps in which I tell you guys that I really got on to the Dave Ramsey or following Dave Ramsey, interested in getting into his program because I know that works, right? It's called the baby steps. So that's kind of where I've been and trying to get my income up. And so, you have to take care of all of your most important needs, your mortgage or rent, your car note and car insurance, your utility bills, your food, gas. If you have children, taking care of your children. But if you're like me and you're a grandma and you're on your own, you don't have any of that responsibility, you don't have the children to take care of, but you're still just trying to get your life in order, you're still living paycheck to paycheck, getting close to retirement, and you don't have anything saved for retirement, and it's getting kind of scary around this age. I'm 57, and so let's talk income, right? This is what I want to talk about today. For me personally, this is my freedom statement. You can make your freedom statement in the comments. Let me know where you are. But I bring this up because today was yet another payday, and I get paid every 2 weeks from my caregiving job, and that's a solid paycheck that's coming in every 2 weeks. But the thing is, this is usually between $550 to $600 every 2 weeks. So that's roughly, let's just say, $1,200 and below a month. Well, of course, that's not enough to do anything. And then you got all these, I got all these side hustles that I'm doing trying to bring in extra money. So I have a dilemma because in the caregiving job, I like caregiving. I like looking after the older generation and fulfilling their needs and being companions and taking care of them and doing things for them that they can't do for themselves. It's a very rewarding work. And it's rewarding in the sense when it comes to giving back to people, but it is not rewarding financially. Let's just put that out there. Because most people who require that type of assistance, they have a certain budget that they said. The companies, they pay only so much to their caregivers to go out and take care of their clients. And I'm going to tell you, South Carolina is one of the worst states for employment. And I say that because a lot of people here are living, if they came to retire, and I'm in Detroit, by the way, but I live in South Carolina. But if they're in South Carolina, they either retired from the northern and midwestern states, came to South Carolina, and used the money that they had from their previous jobs to retire down there for much less. Thus, they're set. They don't have an issue. But if you're there and you're working and you're looking to increase your income, I mean, you're looking to, pay your bills, that is not the place to do it if you don't already have money set up. And somewhere down the line, I'll tell the story about how I got started in South Carolina and why I found myself in this position. I'll share that story with you at another time, maybe on another Freedom Friday. But I wanted to talk about the caregiving job because I'm in a dilemma right now. I make more money doing my side gigs than I do with the caregiving job. Now, the caregiving job, it guarantees me a paycheck every 2 weeks. But again, it's $1,200 or less, which means it's roughly, like I said, $500, $550, something like that. Well, if I do my side gigs, my Spark delivery, which is Walmart, Instacart, any of those, especially if I do the Walmart, if I do that on a full-time basis, I can double the income that I make as a caregiver. So rather than having $500 every 2 weeks, I can probably make between $600 to $700 every week if I went at it, and that's minimum. If I did 40 hours a week, it would probably be more. But I could make that money probably within a 20 to 25 hour work week. Where as a caregiver, I am getting 20 hours a week and bringing home $500 every, anyway, the amount, every 2 weeks. So I started thinking I should just go ahead and quit the caregiving job and focus on the Spark delivery more full time, and I still have the jobs that I do on the side for my notary, and put more into building my brand. And so I got attached to certain clients, and they love when I come, and that's the hard part. But I know I got to do what's best for me and my survival, and not really be concerned about, not saying not be concerned, but not let my care for them and my attachment to them talk me out of doing what I know I need to do in order to be able to move forward, to make more income. And then there's a second part to that. I've been talking about staying in survival mode and just being in fear all the time. And when I'm thinking about if I leave this caregiving job, I'm letting go of something of the regular paycheck, right? And that's putting me back in that survival mode kind of status. Like, I know I got that coming. if I go in and I do these 20, 25 hours a week. I know I got that coming. But at the same time, it's not enough. And I know part of what Dave Ramsey teaches, and I'll just mention him because what they teach is that you should work like crazy, work like a maniac and get out of debt. And even if I did that in South Carolina, because the income is below poverty level in that state, even if I did that, even if I worked that caregiving job for 40 hours, 50 hours, it is still not going to afford me the ability to pay my bills and get out of debt, because the hourly rates that they pay in that state are so low. So that's where I am with my Freedom Friday. I'd like to know what you guys think. What's your opinion? If you think I should quit my caregiving job and go full-time with the Spark Delivery, making twice as much, if not more, working less, then put a 1 in the chat for me. If you think I should keep hanging on to this caregiving job, put a 2 in the chat. And so that's my Freedom Friday. I want to also see what you guys are going through. What was your week like? How did you start out? What's the one thing you did that you put it that started you out on your journey? What's your goals? It's like I said, this is Freedom Friday. This is what we're going to do. Every Friday, just talk about it, okay? No judgment, no negative comments. If you ask for advice, we want to give you honest advice, but we want to do it tactfully. We don't want to belittle anyone. We're all in this together. This is a safe place for us to be. I want you to subscribe to my channel. I want you to hit the bell notification if this is your first time here with me. This is going to be a ride for us all right, that we can do together. And I just want to say it's Freedom Friday. I want you guys to enjoy your weekend. Share my video, because we were not meant to survive. We were meant to thrive. We have to focus on the future and help each other. Thanks again. See you soon.